Psycho Fitness YouTube channel. This is gonna be episode 3. Today we're gonna do some back training. And like I said previous videos, that this is all the old school stuff, the way it used to be done by me. And I wanna try to keep it and don't do anything new. And this the whole thing is like an experiment to see if those old school training is applicable today. Can I get the same results as we did back in the day? So as far as some questions, I'm gonna answer some questions in between the sets. I did have a weight loss. I feel like they're actually building muscle, which is very surprising to me. It's every time that I lay off and then come back, I'm always surprised that I'm able to basically build muscle. So I'll be 58 in next month. So this is like really kind of a good experience for me. So, but I feel good, I feel healthy, nothing's hurting, nothing's aching. I'm actually getting the pump during the workouts. And I'll fill you guys in a little bit later. So check it out, check the move, apply this to some of your things that you do for back training, see if you like it. Turn the bar up like this so I can get the outside of my hand right here on this bend. Now this is something that I strayed away from. And then I will pull the bar to my chin with my chest straight up. Staple is a lat pull down. Normally I would start off with an actual pull-up, but since I'm just coming back, I don't want to tear my triceps. When you do back, it really exposes your bicep and your tricep. Even more so, your tricep can be injured, so you have to kind of avoid that. So I try to get my weight down a little bit, get my strength up, and then strengthen my joints, the ligaments and tendons, and then I'll go into the pull-ups. But now I'm gonna stick to the lat pull down. So normally it would have been pull-ups, 4 sets to failure, then lat pull down. But I'm gonna stick with the lat pull down today. To my chin and squeezing all of my upper back. I'll try to blow out, expend all the air out of my stomach. And when you find out when you blow out of your stomach, you can actually contract your back better. You really can't properly contract your back while your stomach is full of air. All right, going into my 3rd set. I'm actually feeling this a lot. It's really contracting. It makes me wonder, man, why did we stop doing this? Or why did I get away from this? And I think that's the problem when you become so much of a trainer and not so much of an athlete. You kind of forget about the things you used to do. If the quad needs more size, what are good exercises? The all beat all So building quads is gonna be free squats, freestanding squats, old school squats. Now the problem with that is this: certain people, their glute will grow just as much as the quad. So let's say if you're bikini, you don't want to do that because the glute is your primary focus, and you don't want to get your quads to grow substantial. Everything's about the glute. Wellness, great. Bodybuilding, no. Once again, if your glute gets too big, it can throw off your proportions. Bodybuilding, you want to be like this. You want to be like this. You want the quads, but you don't necessarily want a major glute development. So if you're able to grow the quads without engaging too much of the glute, quads is the way to go. Squats is the way to go. But if not, you have to stick to the hack squat where it doesn't engage so much of the glutes, and the primary focus would be the quad. So freestanding squats first, hack squats second. How many times a day is healthy for a good bowel movement? Well, as a bodybuilder, you're eating a lot of food. Now, a lot of food is gonna be a lot of waste. Those are the things that your body doesn't use. It's gonna excrete them. So a nice healthy bowel movement in the AM, it should be on clockwork. If you're eating, it's on clockwork. First thing you do, urinate, and hopefully it induces a nice big bowel movement. And then you want to do another one in the evening or later at night. So that's healthy. Twice a day is what you should be looking for an actual bodybuilder. It cuts down the bloat, means your food is digesting properly, everything's going on. Throwing different supplements in there like protein powder, iron pills, Ozempic. These may slow down your bowel movements, and you're gonna have to do other things to counteract, to keep things flowing through and keep your whole system going through in a circular type motion. So twice a day, big one in the morning, moderate evening, it should be okay. Anything less than that, check your diet, make sure you're getting all your vegetables, make sure you're getting your fiber in, make sure you stay away from the processed foods and the supplements, make sure and Presley, you cannot have a bowel movement without proper water or hydration. So make sure you got all those things in point and check, and then it should be all right. For a natural bodybuilder? Kind of a vague question. Competitor, non-competitor, a lot of times people make this big difference between enhanced bodybuilding and natural bodybuilders. There are so many great supplements out there, so many test boosters, nitric oxide boosters. You have things to bring down your estrogen, all naturally that you can buy at any local nutrition store or online. So that word natural, that's a little bit overused. Is anybody natural anymore? We all take something, whether it's from the doctor or a high blood pressure medication or a blood thinner, we're all taking something. So I don't know. So let's just say non-anabolics. Okay, let's just say non-anabolics. But then you still have other types of steroids out there. So anyway, the best split is when your body has recovered and you can go back to that muscle. So let's say if you do chest on Monday and your chest has recovered by Wednesday, you can hit that chest again, but it may take Thursday. So what I'm trying to say is the split is all customized to the person. Whenever your body's recovering and you can hit it efficiently, go back and do it. If you need 2 days off or 3 days off, fine. Back in the day, we trained 3 days on, double split, rest for 1 day, back to 3 days, rest for 1 day, back to it. And we had great gains with that, and it kept the body fat down. Guys now, they usually train body parts once or twice a week. Sometimes legs are trained every 10 days. So things are a lot different. Now, what's better, the bodybuilders of my era or the ones today? Of course, the ones today, they have things over my era and we have things over their era. So, but you can't say which one is better. I think there's more knowledge now, there's more science now, but I honestly think the bodybuilders of the 90s and the 2000s were a little cut above the ones today. So the question is, what is the length, volume, just time for a hard, intense training session? The problem is this: how long can you really run all out at top speed? How long can you hold your breath for? I mean, everything that you do intensely has a time limit on it. So if you're really training very intense, I mean, you're giving it all. You're expending 20 to 30 calories or maybe more each set. At some point, you're gonna hit that catabolic wall where you're actually going back the other way. At some point, you're gonna hit the wall where you're no longer actually getting a pump anymore. And at that time, you need to cut it. Now, what's the time period of that? An hour and 10 minutes, maybe an hour and 30 minutes for quads for the recovery time, but you're not gonna be training all out intense for 2 hours or 3 hours straight. Those are gonna be long breaks. That's the kind of off-season type thing. So when you go and you're doing the thing like you're doing like a pre-contest, a minute and a half between, back in, hour 10, cut it, jump on the cardio. So the question is, what are my thoughts on Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, all these semi-glutides? Well, I must say that I've been on the GLP-1s. I mean, I have to say I was ahead of my time. I was on these things at least 10 years ago, and actually getting these for my clients. And I had a lot of major success with lifestyle clients and with clients women that were having trouble getting into the diet. And they were able to curb their appetite, get into a zone, and then the way their body looked, they could fall into it and take them on the rest of their journey. So I've used them, so I'm not gonna come back later on and say, no, they're bad, don't use them. No, I think they work. So, especially a lifestyle client where somebody needs that mental connection where the diet is this hard, but they look like down here, they may need something to help them get over that edge, and I think those things can be used in that way. Now, is it a crutch? No, I don't think it should be a crutch, but I do think it can be used to get the person over the hump. Okay, we're setting up the old school T-bar. They have machines or racks to do this. I just think the old school one is best. I think it's gonna always be best. I don't think there's any machine made to duplicate this. I've tried 1,000 machines and nothing outperforms the old school off the floor T-bar row. doing another T-bar row. This is a chest supported T-bar row. And every little adjustment makes a difference. Sometimes people think it doesn't, but it does. So we were using the V-bar close on right here, and I was pulling more to my stomach. So now I'm gonna change the hand placement and go up top for more of my upper back. So I'm gonna be working the upper back from in this configuration going up to the side of my back. So when I was doing it over there with the lat pull down, I was going down to more targeting more of the lower lat. So this is gonna be more of the upper back. So it looks very similar to the same movement, but it's not. And the reason I'm doing this instead of a dumbbell or another cable, my strength is really down. So the best way to do that is to use as much free weight as possible to get my strength up. Compound movements, gonna do some lower back stuff, maybe some ab work, but we'll save that for another video. I have to admit this video is very humbling to me, letting you guys know how weak I am right now. But with eating, nutrition, and if I stay really diligent, maybe I can get some of my strength back. All right, see you next time. Psycho Fitness YouTube channel. Hey, like, subscribe, comment, share, all of the above, and I'll keep dropping these videos.